John, nice to see you. When we spoke on Monday, you were saying there was 19 potentially unavailable for a cup tie that in the end didn't happen. It's not still 19, is it?
No, 19. Paul Hardcastle. Couple have recovered from the illness, so you could maybe take 2 or 3 off that, and hopefully 1 or 2 will have overcome the injuries that they had, so that could make it, put it down to about 14, 13, which is still excessive, but the thing is, you know, we wanted to play the game because of the fixture backlogs on Tuesday. First time I've ever seen the lines painted blue here, by the way. Ben did them blue in case there was a sprinkling of snow on Tuesday. But I was, you know, we've still got every faith in the lads that we'd have had to play. You know, there's lads who have been champing at the bit waiting to play for a while. And some of the young lads would have probably started on the bench, and you know, they've done well in the last 12 months trying to earn a contract for next season. So, you know, we'd still have been able to put a competitive side out.
I know you mentioned it was largely good news on Aaron Pressley, didn't you? But bone bruising can take some time to get over. Is he in the frame at all?
I've just looked at his foot now. It looks like a very, very large licorice and blackcurrant sweet. I think that's a good sign, actually. He said it's feeling a lot easier, and it's not how it looks, it's how it feels, and it's getting better by the day. So, you know, we haven't ruled him out for Saturday.
How's he done for you so far? How impressed have you been?
Unbelievable. He's got a good attitude, really good attitude, unbelievable attitude. And, you know, he just wants minutes on the pitch now. He wants to integrate with the lads, which he has done. But I think the lads appreciate that they've got someone to hit the ball up to, and it'll stick, and he'll win headers. And he's a game lad, and, you know, we've got to get him right before he plays. You know, we don't want to be putting him in for 1 and leaving him off for 4. So when he's right, he'll play, and I'm sure he'll give us all like he normally does.
There is a backlog, isn't there now? The Plymouth Argyle game will now be played in March, won't it?
They're going to stack up, and, you know, I don't mind it, to be honest. I've never minded fixture pile-ups because I know how much I love playing as a player, and I know we've got a mentality that if we can get going, we welcome every game that comes.
Yeah, there's been some great Tuesday nights under the lights at the back end of a season here, hasn't there, over the years?
Yeah, you know, and I just think our lads are up for the challenge. It's a big challenge now to stay up, and the lads are up for the fight. I think they've had a little bit of a bonus side track in the cups, you know, and that's, you know, giving them a little more of a thrill going the other way. And so rather than fighting safety, you're fighting for success, which I suppose success would be safety. But there's all different prizes, and, you know, we will concentrate on them as and when they come. And we're not just scared to talk about what our goals are, what our aims are. So we want to make to the next round of the FA Cup. We want to get to Wembley. We want to avoid relegation. So why not talk about it? We talk about it every day, and that's the way it should be.
From speaking to you down the years, John, to think that success is safety, it's not you, is it?
No, not me, but with what we've put up with this season, with what's gone against us, with injuries and other things, I think it'd be a remarkable achievement if we did still.
Just in terms of the pitch, John, you're taking on a team who you played not that long ago, really, over Christmas, a draw. They were on the crest of a wave at the time. It's not quite gone their way since. What do you make of Barnsley?
Well, they're a good side, obviously, and you know, I think the manager got manager of the month, and then had the curse of losing after that. But we did well against them. You know, we stuck to our guns. Second half, we were good. We give them a game, and that's all we can do on Saturday. Go there confident, try and get our style of football to have the most influence on the game.
What are they good at, John, Barnsley?
Well, they've just got good, hard-working players who are technically good, and then they've got physicality as well. So when you've got a lot of good players and you can just organise them, they more or less take care of themselves. And we've had that in the past. you know, especially when you get a couple of older players who can jockey the lads into position. And that's what they've got. And you know, the manager's doing well, and he's, you know, an up-and-coming manager, and who, you know, must show us after. And you know, I'm sure he's enjoying every minute of it.
What can it do for confidence, John? After last week, you got that win. Can it really help going into this?
I think football is a very, very funny game in the fact that just when you least expect it, you get a rally. Not that I didn't expect it last week, because I did. I fully expected it. But sometimes you just feel as though things are going your way, and you get the momentum, and players go through things that they wouldn't normally go through. Wouldn't dwell on things, wouldn't dwell on negativity or mistakes, and hopefully we'll get into that frame of mind on Saturday.
Is that a society thing, do you think?
I think so, yeah. I think over the last 10, 15 years, possibly with the advent of social media and the way the internet boom and the social media boom, everyone wants to criticise. It's easy to criticise. Keyboard warriors is the phrase that's often used, and people can form an opinion very, very quickly without looking into the facts, without delving into the facts. They don't see the players every day that we do, and they don't understand the work that goes on behind the scenes in recruiting players, in trying to plan for games, and trying to find a training place today when everything's covered in snow. People don't see that, and people want to criticise. And I think, you know, it's human nature. People put twice as much weight on loss as that they do on gain. That's the way the human brain's programmed. So when you're in an industry where you're trying to offer a service or an entertainment, people will be quick to tell you that where you're going wrong.
Possibly this club's unique, John, that you and Jimmy have always been sort of available for fans after a game if they do want to criticise or if they do want to celebrate with you. If someone comes up to you in here, for example, and criticises you after a game, is it water off a duck's back because you've been doing it that long, or do you take it to heart?
I don't really take it to heart, no, because I don't feel external pressure. I put enough pressure on myself, so I don't feel external pressure. I never have done. And people are entitled to their opinion. You know, I've got my opinion of when I go and watch Liverpool, and I go into the pub afterwards and I have a moan up. So that's part and parcel of being a fan. And not everyone's going to think like you, otherwise it'd be a boring place, wouldn't it? And people have their own opinions and they're entitled to them. And sometimes when people want to come in and criticise, you can inform them a little bit better. But I've got no problem with people thinking I've made their own decision. But I beat myself up on a Saturday night enough to know that sometimes I make, well, a lot of the time I make the wrong decisions. But that's part and parcel of having to make decisions. You've got to make decisions. And where you go wrong is when you sit on the fence, you don't make decisions. That's when your problems stack up.